Welcome back. This is still the weekend show on your darling television sets, ABS Channel 24, where we bring to you all-round entertainment every Saturday. Of course, my name is Amaka, and whenever you see me in front of your TV sets, you know that it's time for the entertainment bit. Of course, today, as usual, I have a guest with me in the studio, but I will not be introducing him anytime soon. You will get to recognize this face because he's quite popular in Oka and, of course, gradually sipping his way through the southeast, which is in Lagos. We'll be going on a very short break, and then maybe you get to find out who I have with me in the studio today. So please do not go anywhere. It's still the weekend show, and this is the entertainment bit. Give joy to your occasion. Of course, you know you can't do without him. I have today on my set a professional master of ceremony. He's also an actor and an on-air personality. He goes by the name Stephen Norbert, but you know people like to call him Tife. Tife, how you doing?
Hello, Amaka. Good morning. How you doing?
Good morning. You look good. I love the way you dress this morning.
Thank you. I just had to come out simple.
Okay, now the truth is, whenever people see you on social media, you are always on point. You are always looking crispy. You're always looking good. And I actually kind of admire that about you. Is that how you always look in all your events?
Right now, I'm not on point. I'm on the chair. But yes, of course, looking good is good business. And for the kind of work that I do, you have to look good. You have to look really, really good. Because you have to command, you have to make a fashion statement. So you walk in and they're like, who is that?
Okay.
Good.
So now this is like a family meeting. That's what I like to call it, because I know the two of us.
You want to bring up this talk here.
At some point, people actually felt we were engaged for real. Right. Yes, yeah, and yeah, some of those pictures are going to be flashing very soon. This is like a disclaimer. That picture or those pictures that you saw on Facebook sometime last month. Sorry, I don't want to break your heart, Tife.
I was forced.
They
forced me into this marriage.
Oh, really?
And the marriage did not last, was it 24 hours?
Yes, it didn't even last up to 2 days.
It did not last 2 days. I was forced.
Okay, that was actually a picture for a movie. I introduced you as an MC, an event compere, an actor, because we both did a movie together, Last Flight Home, directed by Pascal Usubo.
Yes.
Now let's get to know you more, Tife. Everybody knows you as Tife. You have the features of a Yoruba person, but then you grew up, I don't know where exactly you grew up, but then you have some affiliations with the East. Can you now give us that kind of, just get to know you better?
All right, my name is Stephen Uchenna Boluwatife Ebubetike.
Okay.
All right, so I'm from Ozubulu.
Wow.
In Anambra State, but I was born in Ibadan. I grew up in Ibadan. I spent the greater part of my life in Ibadan. Okay, so the Boluwatife part, we got Yoruba names. Okay. All right, so earlier years I was doing music.
Okay.
I was doing music, so Tife was my stage name.
AKA name.
Yeah, so that's what made Tife to be very, very popular. So.
You have a dual personality, but you like to project that aspect of you that is Yoruba-ish.
Because I grew up in the West, so I kind of have this Western attitude, the look, and everything like that. It takes time for me to convince someone that I'm actually Igbo.
Wow.
Yes, it takes time to
Do you
convince.
even speak at all in Asukwa?
I speak Anamasu Igbo.
Wow,
Anamasu Igbo of Ma. All right, so I speak Igbo. But because you see me, I have already concluded that this person is Yoruba, so I just allow you, then I shock you.
Okay, so now you are on the entertainment segment of the weekend show and you are an event compere, but I'd like to know how long you have been in the industry and what you probably started with.
Professionally, I started anchoring event professionally. I've always been talking with the mic, you know, there, here and there. But professionally, I started in 2016. Okay. 2016. So it's been 5 years now that I've been anchoring events professionally.
5 beautiful
years. Beautiful, awesome, wonderful years.
Okay, so now, how did it start for you?
Okay, I still tell people that I'm a shy person. Okay, I'm that kind of person that in a room, I'm the most quiet. Okay. All right, but I just don't know, whenever I grab the mic, I just start talking. All right, so I think it started way back in my church. You know, these little young people's fellowship programs and all of that. So they were just looking for someone to talk one day. And someone just singing, like, hey, you go and talk. And I held the mic. My heart was beating, trust me, I was shaking. But I held the mic and I did well. So from there, I was always the one handling the church activities and all that. Honestly, people started to point out, you can do this actually. Why don't you
do it
try?
Professionally?
So I started I tried my first wedding in 2016. I went out with a senior colleague of mine, MC Feargod. Okay. MC Feargod. So at least, because I didn't know how it was done, so I needed someone to show me the ropes. And surprisingly, I did well. It was like I've been doing it for a very long time. And from then, started to get better. And I can tell you now, I'm a professional. I'm good at what I do. Okay. It's premium or nothing.
Premium or nothing. You're still going to give us a first-hand experience right here in the studio. But I'd like to know who actually you look up to. You know, I'm sure a lot of people have, you know, mentors. They call them mentors. So who do you think are the people that you want to be like?
I look up to Ike Osaki-Odua. Okay. I look up to Ebuka Obi
Uchendu. I look up to him as well.
Yes, I look up to Dayo Ice. Dayo Ice, a Lagos-based MC, is one of the best event MCs, wedding MCs in Nigeria. I look up to Dayo Ice. I've got a couple. I look up to MC Eyula.
That's a whole lot.
Eyula. Yes, so just those 4 persons. Okay,
so now when you anchor events, what do you do differently that you feel like, okay, this is what distinguishes me from the other MCs, this is what I like to bring up to the table and stuff? How do you do your stuff?
It's premium or nothing. So my contents are premium. And then I believe, or I know for sure that I use this aura, this energetic aura, this fun. You can't be around me for a couple minutes and not catch the fever, the fun fever, all right? Okay. So
obviously from the video that we just watched.
Right.
You like to make everybody feel along, feel among.
Even if you come and you say you want to be laid back and just enjoy the food and all that, before you know it, you're up on your feet and you're doing things that you never planned that you're going to do. So basically that's what I do.
Now, naturally, people feel like comedians make better MCs. And when we were talking behind stage, you said you are not a comedian. And I wonder, how exactly can you pull the crowd together without having to crack 1 or 2 jokes?
Okay, first let me state here, there's a difference between being an MC, master of ceremony, and a comedian. Okay. All right, comedy has different forms, but I think the one that most people are used to is stand-up comedy. Okay. All right, so I don't do stand-up comedy. I am not going to come to your event and dishing out jokes. So as an MC, what you just have to do is you have to be humorous. Okay. You have to have a very good sense of humor. You have to be able to read your environment, read the event, and be able to just pick 1 or 2 things to make humor about. So MCs and comedians, we have MCs that are not comedians. We have comedians that are MCs. But not all comedians can be MCs. Oh. Because the job of an MC is very, very technical. All right, a comedian, the sole aim of a comedian is to make sure you are laughing. Oh, wow. All right, make sure you are laughing.
But then an MC is...
An MC dictates the flow of an event from start to finish. Sometimes events don't go the way the clients plan. All right, there is maybe there's a transition from one section of the event to another. So it's the job of the MC to be able to read the flow and to ensure proper transitioning. So if there is time for me to say a few things that people see as jokes, okay? Yeah. Basically, an MC is just someone that has a good sense of humor, but not a comedian.
Now let's talk about the art of you having to be an MC. You have mastered ceremonies in Oka, yes, Anambra State. That's in the east, not just in Oka, Anambra State. Yes. You've also mastered ceremony in Enugu and other parts of Nigeria, well, even yeah, Lagos. Now, what exactly do you feel would have, you know, that experience is like, that has distinguished you from the others? You know, when we're talking behind stage, you said not until you had to move from your comfort zone from Oka, now mastering ceremonies in other parts of Nigeria, which is Lagos, that's the big mega city. Did you really understand exactly what it felt like? So can you give us a little bit of...
Okay. First and foremost, when it comes to entertainment in the East is still burden. Okay. Entertainment generally in the East is still burden. All right, so as an MC based in the East for a long time, I think I've been here for about 10 years.
Okay.
So I had this limit. Even when it comes to pricing. I went to Lagos and then I discovered that MCs can be paid a huge amount of money. Like a really huge amount of money. But I was here in the East and I was thinking, this is the highest that one could go. All right, this range. Okay, I got exposed because when I moved to Lagos, so I joined a league of professional master of ceremonies in Nigeria. It's called MC Connect. So MC Connect houses professional master of ceremony from all parts of Nigeria. So I got to learn things from people that have been doing this thing for a very long time from all parts. So being here, there was this stereotype, there was this limitation because I felt, okay, this is the only way things are done. Now, let's talk about weddings in the East. Most Easterners would prefer to combine their traditional and their white wedding together. Some people even just focus more on the traditional wedding and the white wedding and all that.
Okay.
So I was stuck with being just that kind of MC. Also, I moved and I realized that no, there could be other things to do. Okay, and then when it comes to corporate events as well, we don't get to have much of corporate events here in the East.
Talking about corporate events, yes, now we understand that comedians have to distinguish themselves in order for them to, you know, be singled out as the #1 to always be called out for. Now, your act has always found a way to bring itself out because we understand that you're currently serving in Ibadan.
Yes.
And during your period in camp, you were able to master some of the ceremonies and you were able to sell yourself out there. So how was it like? How was your camp experience?
Yeah, I actually served in Plateau State, Mango Camp in Jos.
Jos?
Yes,
How did you enjoy the weather?
Jos.
J-Town, my brother.
Jos, man. So I had to redeploy to Ibadan. So I got there and I went with the mind that I don't want to go there and show myself. But somehow, I was singled out. Okay, and I was given the right. And I actually did comedy. I did comedy, on stage. Like I did stand up.
That's you on the screen, yeah. Cracking a joke.
Yes, that's me. Like I did comedy. That would be like the second time in my life that I would do stand-up comedy. And surprisingly, it was good.
Okay. Now, everybody has to diversify in the industry. And of course, I, as a presenter, I have also decided to delve into acting and music. Tife as well, you have also delved into some aspects of other entertainment that we know about. You say you've tried out comedy and as well you're acting. So how is that acting career for you? How did you start?
Acting started, okay, when I was in, almost everything I'm doing started in church. Okay, I attended a church that allowed freedom of expression for young people. So I started with the church drama group, then from there became the drama director. All right, so then I started to get movie roles.
Yeah.
All right, this person said, hey, you're good, come and take this role, come and take this role. But I think acting professionally started for me last year.
Okay.
Last.
And if you weren't acting, that's the two of us actually.
Oh my!
Yes, this is a family meeting.
My darling,
my
wife.
darling husband.
My darling.
Okay, because we're gradually rounding off. So if you were going to give an advice to other master of ceremony or people who want to go, like I too would like to host events someday, what would that be?
Be yourself. Be yourself. Feed on your ingenuity. Be yourself. Don't try to copy. There can only be you. When you see someone and you're trying to be, okay, you know, we say we have mentors, okay,
yes.
and I want to be like this person. But when you get so busy trying to be like this person, trying to act and do everything like this person, then you lose your own touch. There's something that you have to offer. There's something that makes you stand out, something that makes you different. So when you're busy trying to be like someone else, you lose what you should be giving to the world. Right now, there can only be one Stephen Norbert. And like I said, my content is premium or nothing.
Premium or nothing?
Premium or nothing.
This is where we'll be rounding off, but sorry, I'm tempted to ask this question. If comedy hadn't worked for you, what else would you have been doing?
Music.
Okay, I can imagine Stephen Norbert in the studio, but this is where we'll be rounding off the entertainment segment of the weekend show. I had a lot of fun with my husband, my movie husband, right here, my ex-husband. Thank you so much for being a part of today's
Thank you so much,
show.
Amaka, for having me.
I wish you all the best, and I wish you, I think you should break some leg at some of your events. Literally break legs. Yeah.
Because when you said break some leg, maybe person don't go break leg, I beg.
So David and Oluchi will be coming right after now with social media trends as usual. This is the weekend show, and we want to say a very big thank you for staying tuned and being here. Stay tuned because next is social media trends.